that we are relishing this nectar of Ramayana so much that me and my wife are catching up on the lectures from Balakanda, from the start, where you had recorded. So very grateful for what you're sharing, Prabhuji. Thank you.
It's the greatest joy to hear that Sri Ramachandra's pastimes are influencing you in some other way, that you feel some taste and joy. That's the greatest gift to hear. Thank you. Okay, let's start. And I'm sure if you have anything else to share, we'll have time later. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Manojavam Marutatulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtham Vatatmajam Vanarayutha Mukhyam Shri Ramadutam Shirasa Namami Kujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakham Vande Valmiki Kokilam Apadam Apahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shri Ramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham Dakshine Lakshmano Yasya Vame Cha Janakatmajah Purato Marutir Yasya Tam Vande Raghunandanam. In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which Prabhupada summarized as the nectar of devotion, we get to hear about about all the rasas, but our focus today is a certain rasa called Bhayanaka rasa or Bhaya. This fear, Srila Rupa Goswami tells us, is fear in relation to Krishna. Now, there is the actual rasa or the original rasa, that is all experiences in relation to Krishna. And then there is the perverted reflection that we experience in this world that has nothing to do with Sri Ramachandra, Krishna, or the Lord in that sense. For example, someone is afraid they might lose their job. Someone is afraid they might lose something, money. There is a fear. Although the rasa being experienced is bhaya or bhayanaka, fearful or dread as it's called, it is not considered transcendental, obviously, because it's nothing to do with or in relation to the Lord. So the original rasa, or the pure one, is when it's in relationship to the Lord. And Rupa Goswami tells us that there are two categories of this Bhayanaka rasa. One category is when the cause is Krishna. The experiencer is always the devotee. It's called the Ashraya. And the Vishaya is Krishna. And it is possible that there might be another cause. That's the second type. So in the first type, where Krishna is the cause, things like, or the experiences of fear that the devotee expresses to Krishna, oh my dear Krishna, for so much time I have neglected my relationship with you, and I am now afraid that I will enter another species or I will have another life in the material world. Or when one has committed some offense to Krishna, the experience that one goes through coming in front of Krishna and expressing, "Oh, my dear Krishna, please forgive me that I have taken you for granted. I have not understood you properly." So, this kind of experience of knowing that one has offended Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, after seeing the Vishwarupa, which is the Adbhuta rasa, combined with there is the sense of Bhivatsa, Bhayanaka, ghastly and fearful or dreadful, Arjuna says, "Oh, Krishna, I thought you were my friend, my relative. I ate from the same plate. I lay down on the same bed with you. I joked with you. Please forgive me." That's the dread or the Bhayanaka rasa. But the Vishaya is always Krishna. The other part is where there is someone else, there is an external person or circumstance that stimulates this fear while the Lord is still the object. For example, when Kalia completely entwined Krishna within his coils inside the river Yamuna, and it seemed like Krishna was in distress, the residents of Vrindavan, let's take Mother Yashoda, went into this rapture of fear as to what will happen to her dear son. Or Rupa Goswami gives the example, any time later, after this episode of Putana, even in the future or much time later, if someone would ever say anything about Putana, Mother Yashoda will say, "Please stop, please stop. Every time I hear this topic, I am completely in fear of how that wretched demoness troubled my son." A fear is for Krishna. So now, with that as the background, we go to Lanka in Ashokavana. Ravana, the dreadful, horrendous fellow, with the trickery and mystic powers of Vidyut dropped a head, a mystical head that looked exactly like Sri Ramachandra's. The hair, the face, the eyes, the skin, the smile, the top knot, the chudamani, everything was a perfect replica. He threw that head, or he asked Vidyut Jiva to drop that head in front of Sītā. He also left that bow and arrow that belonged to Sri Ramachandra and told her, "Rama is dead. Prahasta has killed him. So all you have now left is you become mine." And we ended with Tato Abravittam. Abravittam. He spoke to her. Bhava me Vashanuga. Bhava become me, my. Vasha Anuga. Become the follower. Come into my control. Or take me as your husband. Take me as your shelter. Sita, looking at Ram, that head, she became so distressed, like a female kurari bird in the absence of her consort starts to shiver, tweet all sorts of sounds, and becomes extremely anxious. So looking at this head of that looked like Sri Ramachandra's head, Sita Devi started thinking, what? I thought Rama and Sugriva had gotten into an alliance, and all the Vanaras were supposed to come here, and Ramachandra was supposed to relieve me of this extreme distress that I am in separation of Sri Ramachandra. In that anxiety, obviously, when a person is in such fear, the mind runs fast to what's the original cause, why they are in this condition. And she said, Kaikeyi, looks like all your dreams, your desires have become fulfilled. This is what you wanted, correct? And so, look, you have you have sent Ramachandra away, and Lakshmana and I followed, and we are here. Just imagine, Kaikeyi, what you have done. You made Ramachandra wear tree bark and live in the forest like this. So, thinking of Kaikeyi, what she had done, her anxiety that Ramachandra is no more, Sītā started trembling like a banana tree in a storm. And when a banana stem is cut off, the tree just falls to the ground. Sītā Devi fell down completely unconscious. Jagama jagatim bala chinnatu kadali yatha. Kadali, banana tree. When it is cut off, it just falls. Sa muhurtat samashvasya. So for one muhurta, you could say for a short time, you can say for 48 minutes, she was completely unconscious out of this fear. Then she came back to external consciousness. Samavashya. Samashvasya. She consoled herself. She somehow gathered her senses. And she started crying. Vilalapa. She started crying. Oh, how unfortunate am I! That wonderful prince, the hero on this earth, has left this world and have left me widowed. For a woman to have her husband die before her, she says, is a very, very horrible pain. Ideally, in her words, the wife should leave before. Okay, even if Ramachandra, you were thinking of relieving me right now, I am completely sunk, drowning in an ocean of sorrow. What will my mother-in-law, Kaushalya, who was so fond of her son, how will she feel disunited from you? Just like a mother cow is completely anxious about her calf. The love for the the love for the calf that the mother cow has is called Vatsalya. The whole word Vatsalya Prema comes from the affection a cow has for its child. That's why the calf is called Vatsa. This cow called Kaushalya will be crying in loss of her beloved son. Who predicted all this? Although, when you were born and they looked at your horoscope, it said you were supposed to have a very, very long life. How come your life has been cut off so short? Maybe while you were asleep, the enemy attacked you. They say you should not attack anybody when they are asleep, when they are eating, or when they are in union with their partner, with their wife. These are the times nobody should be attacked. Ashwatthama killed Draupadi's children when they were all asleep. Here Ravana said, oh, while they were asleep in their tent, Prahasta went in and cut off their heads. So she says, what can I do? Even though you are very, very wise, even the wisest person cannot stop the movement of time. When the time comes, who can stop it? Is it that you've met some unforeseen death, although you're very well versed in politics and ethics, and you know how to keep any calamities and difficulties away? How is that possible, Sri Ramachandra, that I have to consider living without you? Now you have left me in this pitiable condition. And look, I'm looking at your beautiful face, your bow here, bedecked with gold and jewels, covered with sandalwood paste, that I would put on the bow every day and worship it for you. I can understand maybe you're united with Dasharatha up in the heavens, but you have left me alone here. So, Ramachandra, please, why don't you look at me? Look at my condition. Why don't you answer me? So, part of this fear mixed with her conjugal love, mixed with her sense of separation, is when she speaks words that are, we would say, meaningless, if you will. Or it's the nature of love. You say things that don't mean anything. She's looking at her head and she's saying, "Why are you not talking to me?" And she says, "Look at me, talk to me. Why don't you answer me? I became your wife when you were a small boy, 12 years old. And I've been your companion from such a tender age. You made a promise when my father was placing my hand in your hand. You had promised that you will always practice virtue or dharma with me. If that is the case, if you are gone, you should take me with you." How how is it possible that I came with you from Ayodhya to Janasthan? Because we always were to be together, and now you've left me and gone away and left me in this very miserable condition. Your body used to look so charming, and every festival, when it would be covered with chandana, smeared with aguru and all lovely uh, different ointments that would make you shine and look beautiful and handsome. And that body now, is it being mercilessly dragged away by some carnivorous beasts? Because if your head is here, the rest of the body is somewhere and the animals are eating it. Are you even getting the honor of a proper cremation? Although you have performed so much yagya, that Agni should also reciprocate with you and you have a honorable cremation. I cannot imagine what Kausalya must be feeling when she is eagerly waiting at the doorstep of Ayodhya, hoping to be back with you, and Lakshmana comes empty-handed, all alone. When she would think, three of them went, only one has come back. As far as I'm concerned, I'm going to give up my life. And then who will tell her that Rama made this alliance with Sugriva, and in the middle of the night, these Rakshasas mercilessly, treacherously killed you? And knowing that you have been killed in your sleep, she will be so broken-hearted, Ramachandra. How will she survive? What to do? Her pain is so intense. In fact, Kausalya may think, oh, or she is considering. I consider that Ramachandra is such a worthy son of Dasharatha, and by some ill fortune, he married Sītā, and that ill fortune turned in this way that Ramachandra had died. Marrying me was a misfortune. Maybe in a previous life, I had interfered or interrupted the marriage of a girl to a suitable groom, and because of my interference today, my joy of wedded bliss, my joy of being married to you has been interrupted because the power of karma is very, very strong. Ravana is not there. Oh, yeah, maybe he's there. Yeah, he's there. Ravana, kill me also right now. Because I had made a promise that I will always follow my husband. So if he has gone to the heavenly realms, kill me, I will also go with me. Cut off my head, join my head to his head. I will go wherever Ramachandra's go. And in this mumbling, anger, sadness, fear, she sat with her head bent low. In this way, Sita was wailing and crying. Suddenly, a guard from Ravana's palace came with his hands folded and said, "Oh, Ravana ki jai." And he said, "Prahasta, your commander-in-chief, has reported something, and I want to convey. He has arrived to convey. He has arrived to convey a message to you. And I have brought him here. Surely there must be some urgent work, otherwise Prahasta wouldn't interrupt what is happening here. Please, could you pay attention to that urgency?" So Ravana turned around and left Ashokavana to go see what Prahasta had to say. So Ravana entered his court, his council or chamber, where he had to now start consulting with others as to what needs to be done. What he has done is try to weaken Sita Devi. The game that he's playing is, when he has heard from Shuka, Sarana, and Shardula how powerful the army is, how powerful Lakshmana is, and how supremely powerful Sri Ramachandra is, he was thinking, battle may be really hard, because he's getting the advice, don't fight, give Sita back. This fight is not going to help you. So the dirty game is Ravana's another way, which he has done previously also, that taken Sita away in the absence of Rama. Right now has decided, let me try and trick Sita. So in her sadness, she will accept me as her master and unite with me, and my lusty desires will get fulfilled. As soon as that gets fulfilled, Ramachandra's purpose is completely defeated. There's no reason for him to continue the fight, because his wife has accepted another man. So there is no fight. That was his chess move. But Sita told him, kill me also, because I'm going to follow my husband. And in the middle, he got interrupted, but he's still in the back of his head thinking there must be a strategy to fight this war. So there, Ravana and his council arrived, decided, okay, looks like there is no option other than war. So he told all of his commanders, bring all the troops here, play the kettle drums, blow the horns, but don't tell everyone the reason why I'm gathering everybody. Just invite everyone. Oh, they bowed down and said, yes, Ravana, whatever you say, Ravana ki jai. Meanwhile, in the Ashokavana, when Sita Devi is so distraught, one particular Rakshasi, who's very sympathetic to Sita Devi, has always been, walked up to her. Previously, we have not heard her name, but right now Valmiki reveals her name. Her name is Sarama. Now, if you say the word Sarama, some commentaries say that she's the wife of Vibhishana. But you get a different experience of who she is, if you pronounce her name instead of Sarama, repeat it as Sarama. Rama is Sita Devi. Sarama means one who is with Sita Devi. Rama is the word for Lakshmi, or here Sita Devi. So Sarama means one who's always with Lakshmi Devi, her companion. She's been there for her. So Sarama, here Valmiki says, was very sweet in her expression. She came to comfort Sita Devi. And what she did is, she came to Sita Devi and she said, Sarama, out of her affection for her friend, so Valmiki says, out of affection for her friend. So Sarama and Sita Devi had become friends. Sakhi snehena suvratam. Suvratam, very good conduct. Sakhi snehena came to her out of a sense of friendship. And she said, please, Sita Devi, somehow gather the confidence. You are, after all, the princess of Videha. Don't let your mind fall to such anguish. All that Ravana has told you, I heard what he said. I was hiding behind a bush there so no one can see me. I heard everything that Ravana has spoken to you. I am telling you, please have no fear. Uh, it is not possible for Ravana to kill Sri Rama. It is not possible for Sri Ramachandra to die. You should know this because Ramachandra is self-realized and especially in his sleep. Now, for any conditioned being, there are three states of existence, as they say. One is called Jagrat. Jagrat is you're awake. Next is called Swapna. One is asleep, but the mind is awake and is acting and you're dreaming. The third is called Sushupti. Sushupti is deep sleep where there is no dreaming. And in that sense, you're not aware of your own identity. Another Sushupti is when the living being is taken out of this body and put into the womb of another body. It is so, I guess, comatose that you have no awareness of it. Suddenly, in the womb, the child wakes up and is inside the uterus thinking, oh, here I am. Takes 7 months. So this Sushupti is another stage. But those who are self-realized, they are in a different, it's called the Turiya, the fourth stage, where now one may say, well, I'm also awake. I may be awake, but I may not be present. My body is awake, but my mind can be absent. In sleep, my body is absent because it's not moving, but the mind can be active in dream state. And Sushupti is where everything is calm. That's why sometimes when you go under the anesthesia, you enter that Sushupti stage because you don't know what's going on. And then we come back from that condition. So she's saying Ramachandra is none of these. He can't be killed in his sleep because technically he's not sleeping. Now, the monkeys, the Vanaras, they fight with trees and rocks and they are so strong that they are protecting Sri Ramachandra and Ramachandra cannot be killed even by Indra. So how can the Ravana kill? So she is pulling Sita Devi out by giving her very logical answers or logical statements by that can help Sita Devi hold on to, because when the heart is troubled by emotion, we need the intelligence to step in. It's called viveka. It needs to step in to appease and balance the mind, to pacify the mind. And that balance, the intelligence comes from Shastra. Therefore, when someone is experiencing some very painful emotion, it is important to touch scripture. Touch is in the terms of hearing it or reading it, because it brings in the intelligence that helps to some degree calm the mind. How is it ordinary that Ramachandra crossed the entire ocean and came here? He is the descendant of that great line of kings from Raghu, whose name is Kakutstha. In the lineage of Kakutstha, he has Lakshmana with him, and I have seen him. He is standing there, not far. You are here in Lanka, right below there is the Suvela mountain, and Ramachandra is there with Lakshmana and the entire army. He is right here, not far from you. And how did Ravana know? Because he sent his spies, and they have brought this news. So now that you have heard this, oh Sita with big eyes, Ravana is holding a consultation with all of his ministers, trying to figure out what to do. And while Sarama is speaking, Sita and she heard this loud banging of drums and trumpeting of the horns, and almost like it was a war cry. Sarama said to Sita at this time, when I hear this fearful kettle drums being played, and the sound is almost like a call to war, they sound like rumbling clouds and elephants that are massive. They're all decorated. Horses are being yoked to their chariots. The Rakshasas are carrying spears and other weapons and getting onto their horses. They're preparing for a fight. All the roads have become choked with traffic because all these warriors are now on the main road, and they're carrying with them shining weapons because they've been polished and ready. Shields, they're wearing a coat of mail, chains, that's the armor, and they all look splendorous. They're shining. They're getting on their chariots and all following the lead of Ravana. Do you hear the ringing of the bells? These bells are on the chariots. Do you hear the galloping of the horses and the rattling noises, the horses neighing loudly? All these Rakshasas, they are eager. Their hair is standing on end because they are now eager to fight. They're always waiting for a chance to fight. And they want to go fight Ramachandra. But I want you to know that Ramachandra will be victorious. He will come and win you back. He will come with Lakshmana, because Lord Ramachandra has the power of Lord Vishnu. I'm waiting for the time when Ramachandra will come and hold you, look at you, and take you back. And when you embrace him, after being united with him, you will shed tears of joy. Oh, dear Janaki, when you place your head on the lovely chest of Sri Ramachandra. And Ramachandra will relieve you of this single plate that you've been wearing. It's called Ekaveni. Remember, it's the same one braid that she had put on the branch of a tree, trying to choke herself and hang from it. He will come, release you from this Ekaveni, so you can wear or braid your hair as a Triveni. This hair has grown so long, it is touching your hips. When he looks at you, and when from his chest your eyes will go up to his face, you will see a full moon rise. That is the lovely face of Sri Ramachandra. He will kill Ravana and he will take you back. And when you're united with Ramachandra, your entire being will become so happy, just like the earth becomes happy. When there is a downpour of rain and the earth's ecstasy, Bhumi Devi's ecstasy, is expressed as lovely green shoots of crops. So at this point, Sita Devi, what you have to become strong about is in your confidence of Sri Ramachandra, in your confidence that he is invincible and he will come for you. So then, when Sarama pacified Sita Devi, Sita became a little stable. Now, Sita wanted to do something good for her friend because friendship means reciprocity. So Sita smiled. This is the first time she smiled. And she said to Sarama, Utsahayam gatva, utsaheya maham, meaning with enthusiasm, go and she said, I'm sorry, Sarama said, I'm happy to go to Sri Ramachandra right now and give the message of your welfare to him. And I will go so quietly and quickly in a way that neither Vayu nor Garuda can do what I can do. So Sita heard that, but replied back gently saying, I know, Sarama, you are capable of going all the way to the heavenly regions or to the nether regions. But we have a duty to do. If you really want to do what is pleasing for me, I want to know what is Ravana doing right now. So go to Ravana. Find out what is he doing, what evil tricks is he considering in his idea. This evil fellow maybe is completely drunk and saying and doing completely foolish things. He has caused me to be threatened at all times. And I'm constantly apprehensive and perturbed. Her love is not so much what is instead of going to Ramachandra and giving the message, her love is that she wants to make sure that Ramachandra is safe. So who knows what nasty plan this fellow is making. First, let's find out what is he thinking. If he's talking with his ministers about releasing me, or is he talking about keeping me still incarcerated here? It would be good to know. And whatever you do will be a great act of kindness upon me. So Sarama wiped Sita Devi's tears that were flowing down her cheeks. And she said, if that is your desire, that is exactly what I will do, Janaki. Saying so, Sarama left and went into the presence where Ravana was with his ministers. She heard everything and she understood what Ravana was going to do and quickly came back to Ashokavana. She came to where Sita Devi was sitting there and she told her, I found out. So Sita Devi very tightly embraced Sarama. And Sita Devi told Sarama, please sit down, offered her a seat to sit down. Please sit, tell me. Now sit comfortably here and tell me exactly word to word details of what Ravana is about to do. So Sarama said, Ravana actually in his entire gathering, as he was discussing what to do, his mother Kaikasi entered. Now Kaikasi is Ravana's dear mother. She was very affectionate to Ravana, but she's also considered a very aged counselor. Of course, she has a lot of wisdom. And Kaikasi, his own mother, came and told him, Diyatam abhisatkrutya manujendraya maithili. Give Sita back abhisatkrutya with all honor and respect, with hospitality, manujendraya, unto the king of all human beings, Sri Ramachandra. What you have done in Janasthana is not correct. And what Ramachandra has done, that he has finished Kharadushana, Trishira, and 14,000. So keep your eye, meaning keep your intelligence awake, that this person you're dealing with is not an ordinary human being. Which ordinary human being, okay, can just jump from that shore to this shore, come in, break all your defenses, go talk to Sita. Other than Hanuman, who can do this? Do you get a sense of what kind of strength that is on that side? Even after his mother begged him, ordered him, pleaded him, Ravana was not inclined to set you free, because he thinks you are his treasure. Ravana is not prepared to leave you. He is very ruthless. What can be said? Ravana is infatuated with death. He thinks he's infatuated with you. But it is not lust. Actually, he is embracing death. Because lust is such that it will take a person towards their death. So, unless Ravana is defeated in battle, there is no way he'll come to his senses. And I'm very confident that Ramachandra will completely eliminate Ravana. So, while they are talking, the kettle drums that are being beaten from the Rakshasa side, and they are calling out these war cries, Sita and Sarama heard the loud roaring and shouting of the monkey troops. So you could hear both sides. The Rakshasas becoming all ready and excited for a battle. And there the Vanaras, like, finally, we've all been waiting to come punch Ravana and all of his followers. Hearing this loud reverberation, Valmiki says, Shrutva tutam Vanara Sainya Nadam Lankagata Rakshasa Rajabhrityaha Hataujaso Dainya Parita Cheshtaha Shreyo na Pashyanti Nrparasya Doshat. Hearing this Vanarasya Sainya Nadam, the sound produced by the entire army of monkeys, hearing this, Ravana, Lankagata, that sound went to Ravana, Rakshasa Raja Bhritya, and even the Ravana and all of his servants also heard it. And when the servants of Ravana heard, Hataujaso Dainya Parita Cheshtaha, suddenly the army of Ravana became overcome by some sort of fear, or they call it depression. Dainya Parita. Dainya Parita, Parita is surrounded by. It was completely, their hearts, Chetasa, their minds were eclipsed by Dainya, helplessness. What can they do? Their king did not think that what the consequences be. Even the army now realized that because of our king and what he has done, and because of Ramachandra on that side and the Vanaras, there is no possibility of winning this battle. Shreyo na pashyanti. They could not see the ultimate benefit or reason, Nripasya doshat, because their king had made a big mistake. So, other than Ravana, Kumbhakarna also saw the mistake, but he said, I will support you. Prahasta, Indrajit, so Ravana and his clansmen or his henchmen did not see any mistake so far. But everybody else, Ravana's mother, Ravana's youngest brother, everybody felt this is not correct. Now, next week, we won't meet next week, but the next time we meet, there is one final attempt to put some sense into Ravana. Malyavan will speak. Malyavan, I think, is Ravana's uncle. He will try to make some sense into hit some sense into Ravana. Ravana is Ravana's uncle, that is Kaikasi's brother. Let's see what happens. Will Ravana hear it? Will he take good advice or not? We'll pause here and see if you have any comments, reflections, thoughts, questions. We have 5 minutes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. This is Krita Lakshan.
Go
Am
ahead.
I audible, first?
Oh, yes.
I was just appreciating Surama, um, how in this difficult situation where Sītā is, where thought process is so clouded with emotions, and it's very overwhelming. It's not a simple situation. It feels one is drowning in this sorrow, and she's nicely bringing in a light of hope through gentle reasoning.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and it's good fortune to have people like that in one life to be able to lean on in times
Yes.
of distress like this. But I've also experienced sometimes devotees in their attempt to console or make sense, although it may not be the intention, but when they speak shastra or try to give some intelligence, it feels like they're just beating with a stick rather than having some compassion. So how well, two questions: how to deal with situations like that when I'm on the receiving end, and two, how to be in this position of giving hope or intelligence to others or my friends when they are going through situations like this.
On the receiving side, one may say, I can understand you have uh, my welfare at heart. My unfortunate condition is that I'm not able to accept or receive your message. Right now, it's hard for me to access that affection. What I need is, and you can express what you need. In terms of on the other side, the giving side, it's not just scripture and that you shove scripture down someone's neck. If you study, I mean, go and hear or read the verses that Sarama is speaking. She is speaking in ways that are right, but has a very gentle demeanor about herself. She's wiping Sita's tears. She is holding her. She is speaking to her with affection. That she's giving her confidence in Sri Ramachandra. She may not have confidence in herself, Sita Devi, and I don't know if necessarily that's there, but she's giving her confidence in who Ramachandra is. It's important. Now, Sita Devi is also in the receptive mode. Now, the person, let's say us or anyone, if he's not in receptive mode, then it doesn't work. But it's not just some random person. Here, Valmiki is telling us, Sakhi Snehena, that they are friends, and it is required that a friend will come and speak so that the other person knows they are my friend. They always been my well wishers. So they will speak in ways by which at least will help me. Whether I receive it or not is a different issue. Uh, our spiritual master taught in some cases taught me previously that there are different ways in which you can help. Sometimes words will help. Sometimes silence will help. Sometimes you give support by making sure that all their practical pieces of things that they're dealing with are supported or taken care of, that you can take care of if you can, or you make arrangement those things are taken care of. So they don't have to worry about certain other things. So there are different ways. It's very contextual, depends on the person, depends on what they're dealing with, for you to know what to say. Many years ago, 2003, 4, somewhere around that time, was Prahlad there? Maybe 2003. One of our Bhakti Vriksha members had a death in their family. And that was the first time I had to deal with something like that for someone else. And so I asked Maharaj, what am I to do? He said, sometimes you can't say anything, just be there. Just be with them. You don't even say anything, just be there. And just the other person, just to know that you're there, you're with them, gives them some strength or something to experience their feelings in a full way, in a complete way. So you don't have to say something. So there are different ways, different things you can do. But the internal disposition is, I'm here to support you. I'm here as a friend and a servant, or I'm here as your well-wisher. Okay?
Thank, thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, yes.
Prabhu, my question was like, when you said that like Sita was lamenting about like Lord Rama's like death, was she playing a Leela or she was like from like internally and externally like she was lamenting? So I had that question.
She was experiencing all these feelings because of, if you want to hear it the way we understand from Rupa Goswami's teachings, the internal potency covers the Lord and his devotees in ways by which they experience these feelings. For example, when Mother Yashoda has a stick in her hand and Krishna is crying, is he acting?
Yes.
No, he is not acting. The verse says, Krishna was afraid. Rudantam mohur netram. He was constantly rubbing his eyes because tears were coming down, and he was rubbing his eyes, and his kajal that he was in his eyes had all smeared on his face. He was afraid. And that is the wonder. How can the Supreme Lord be afraid of his mother? These are the workings of the internal potency where he experiences that. He experiences a certain joy, he experiences a certain fear, a certain anxiety, all of that. Although they are pure in relation, it's carried by the internal potency. This is not acting. They're experiencing it.
Okay, Prabhu, I got that point.
Okay, good.
Like,
Now it's different from what we experience. Okay? Our experience is very centered around our own self. Not that there is no pain. There is pain. There is pain, there is anxiety, there is fear. All that is true. It is there. But it is centered around us. But everything else is for Krishna is about his devotees, and for his devotees all centered around him. He is the object. When a devotee feels anxiety for the Lord, that starts to begin, or that's an indication that it is of a different category. Oh, Krishna didn't eat anything. Is he doing okay? He's gone into the forest. That is Mother Yashoda's anxiety.
Thank you, Prabhu.
You're welcome. Lovely question.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, anyone else? Okay.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Oh, yes, go ahead, Varshana.
I somehow today's discussion was so timely. This whole point about friendship, how others extend to us, and how I need to extend myself to others also in friendship. How I can be supportive, and how my speech and my actions, you know, exudes that warmth and friendships to others is. It was very timely for me, so I just wanted to share that, Prabhu. Something small. Thank you.
Well, Sītā Devi's grace on you. What else can I say? Thank you for sharing that. Okay, we're going to end here. We will not be meeting next weekend because next weekend is Sri Ramanavami, and we will be doing so Jyotirmaya, Sachisuta, Shripati, and Shrikant, and myself. We've been invited to, I guess, recite or share certain aspects from Ramayana in 3 places next weekend. So I don't know whether there is live or not. I heard somebody was working on live of one of the items that was being broadcast, but I don't know about others. Actually, 2 might be. So the one is on Saturday morning, 10:30 Central Time. I don't know about live broadcast, but I'm sure I'll get recordings and I'm happy to share with you. We're going to talk about Vibhishana Sharanagati. So you have already heard it, but to hear the verses in the bhava of what's happening, that's Vibhishana Sharanagati. On Sunday morning, we will do, because it is Sri Ramanavami, Sītā Rama Kalyanam discussion. I'm told Goloka and Rasika Manji are trying to find if it can be done live stream. We'll let you know. And on Sunday evening in Naperville Temple, we will be doing what's famously called Kakasura Vrittantam, the story of, we call it the best kept secret in Ramayana. That will be in Naperville Temple, and that for sure will be live broadcast, I think. I mean, they have a live broadcast, so it will be. It will be at 4:30 or 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Central Time, which may be early for you in India, for some of you in India, but I'm sure you can see it later if you would like, or you have something else going on because of Ram Navami festival. All I'm interested is that we are, wherever we are, in whatever we are doing, somehow we are absorbed, body, mind, and words, in the lovely, lovely pastimes, personality, the holy name of Sri Ramachandra, Sītā Devi, Lakshmana, Hanuman, and wonderful associates. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki